Hello, and welcome to the Feeling Good podcast, where you can learn powerful techniques to change the way you feel. I am your host, Dr. Rhonda Borowski, and joining me here in the Murrieta studio is Dr. David Burns. Dr. Burns is a pioneer in the development of cognitive behavioral therapy and the creator of the new team therapy. He is the author of Feeling Good, which has sold over 5 million copies in the United States and has been translated into over 30 languages. His latest book, Feeling Great, contains powerful new techniques that make rapid recovery possible for many people struggling with depression and anxiety. Dr. Burns is currently an emeritus adjunct professor of clinical psychiatry at Stanford University School of Medicine.
Hello, Rhonda.
Hello, David, and welcome to our listeners across the country and around the world. This is the Feeling Good podcast, episode 327. And David, do you want to say what this podcast is?
Oh, well, this is thank you. This is the exciting conclusion to the work with Cody. And after you hear part two of the personal work, then Cody's actually going to join us with some follow-up information. So I think you'll find both very exciting. And if Cody's part isn't exciting, then we'll blame Cody.
No, our favorite thing to do.
Cody's with us, and he's going to tell us what's happened in the meantime. And we're very grateful for your fantastic and heartfelt contributions, not only to the podcast, but to all the people who are listening around the world, really. Now, we have two goals tonight. One is to get rid of these negative thoughts, to blow them out of the water, and the other is to do some rejection practice live here in the group. And do you agree with those two strategies?
I was really worried you were going to ask me to do that, but yeah, that's fine.
Which do you want to do first?
The thoughts.
The thoughts. Okay. Which thought do you want to work on first? Gave us 7 really great thoughts.
They will be annoyed that we can just start with one.
Okay. And you want to lead us into the distortions on that, Rhonda?
Sure. Yes, I'm so happy that we're doing that first. So we're going to look at this negative thought. They'll be annoyed that I am bothering them. Yeah. And so on the bottom of the second page, there's a checklist of cognitive distortions. And I would love for you to look at that list and see if there are any cognitive distortions embedded in that thought. Can you take a look at that? Yeah, which ones do you see?
I'd say overgeneralization.
Oh, overgeneralization? Tell us why you see overgeneralization.
And that's a great call, by the way.
Yeah, I mean, I'm just overgeneralizing that. Like, I keep going to mind reading, but yeah,
mind reading is a good one too.
And I think that everybody's going to be annoyed by me, I guess.
Yeah.
And then that's great, but why would that be an overgeneralization? It's really important what you're saying.
I guess I'm blanking. I don't know. My mind keeps going to mind reading.
Well, mind reading is absolutely crucial. Let me tell you why I think you were onto something with the overgeneralization. Then we can go on to mind reading. But you're generalizing that everybody's going to react to you in exactly the same way.
Right. Yeah.
That humans are clones.
Right.
Who all think alike. So if one person gets turned off, that everyone will get turned off and the whole world will know.
Right.
Tell us about the mind reading. I'll shut up, Rhonda. I'm sorry.
That's okay. I was just thinking that's kind of like, isn't it kind of like the brush fire fallacy that if one person rejects me, everyone in the whole world will reject me?
Yeah.
Yeah. No, you don't have to shut up, David. It's we're here for you. But yeah, tell us about mind reading. I think that's really, really important.
Yeah, like because I don't even know. I mean, I'm also fortune telling, predicting that they're going to think a certain way without really knowing. Because who knows?
And why might that be a distortion?
Could go either way. I mean, they could think I'm annoying, or they might not. It's unrealistic to think that they will be annoying.
Are you kind of guessing what they're going to respond to, and you're guessing in 100% of the time it's a negative?
Yeah.
Your mind reading that all the time it will be negative.
Yeah.
What other distortions do you see?
Yeah, should statement.
A should statement? Tell us why it's a should statement. I think that's a great call too.
Like, I don't think that like they shouldn't be annoyed, or I don't know.
And I shouldn't ever do anything to annoy anyone.
Oh, right.
It's a two-way should street.
Right.
Do you see any other distortions?
I only found 3 others.
Yeah,
mental filter.
Mental
filter.
Yeah.
I love that you picked that. Tell us why a mental filter is appropriate here with this thought.
Because I'm dwelling on the negative outcome, and I'm not looking at the possible positive outcomes that I could.
Exactly. Now, mental filter often goes hand in hand with discounting the positive. Are you having to discount some data that you already have at hand?
Oh, yeah, that my feelings are showing something positive about me. And
right. And have you ever done rejection practice, say in the past week?
No. Oh, wait, yeah.
Are we overlooking something?
Yeah. No, yeah, that was great. Yeah.
So that's kind of interesting. So you're saying I did rejection practice last week and it was great?
Yeah.
Is that a true statement?
Yeah.
Could you put that in the right-hand column? The positive thoughts?
Sure.
I did rejection practice and it was great. And I'm putting 100 there, the percent belief. You say you believe that statement 100%?
Yeah.
Now, how much do you believe the statement? They will be annoyed that I am bothering them.
I mean, like 25.
Great. Put a line through the 100 and put 25. Oh. Now, do you wish to push that down below 25?
Oh, sorry. No, I think.
Because there's a way we could do that.
I don't know. I feel like, I mean, there is some truth. Like there is a possibility that I might annoy.
Right. And so would you like to find out with precision what the exact correct percentage is?
Sure.
Well, how would you do that? Say right now. You think of an experiment you could do right now?
Yeah.
What would that experiment be?
Rejection practice.
Yeah. We got to it awful fast. You want to take a couple of shots at that? Not really, David.
Yeah, not really.
So what would you say? What will you say when in your rejection practice?
And who would you choose? You have a lot of people to choose from.
Like, who would be the scariest person to choose? People type of person.
Uh-huh.
Who's the most scariest type of person to choose?
Right now.
What?
You confused or?
Yeah.
We're suggesting you do rejection practice at this very moment to find out how people react to you.
Yeah.
You sound wildly enthusiastic.
Yeah. I don't know if I'm making excuses, but it is awkward in the group.
It is totally awkward.
It is totally awkward, and you are making excuses. Who would you like to choose?
I mean, it's totally awkward. And what you said before was you're looking for motivation. But what David always talks about is you have to step forward and do the work, and then the motivation comes after. So even though it's awkward and anxiety provoking, we want you to experience the anxiety and step forward anyway and pick someone that you feel pretty anxious toward. And
you have 2 boards of people to choose from. I think you've got, oh my good, I can't believe it. There's 56 people here. We've got 3 frames of people. So you can just look around and select somebody. There's a lot of excellent candidates here.
I guess, could I just pick the person right next to me?
We don't know who that is because our screens are all different.
I guess Stacy Clark.
Stacy, oh yeah, she is right next to you.
Hi.
Hello. So, I'm just doing it.
yeah,
You're
you're just doing it.
Just jump in. You're already in the air. You're about to hit the water.
So yeah, I don't know if you've I've heard of this thing called rejection practice. Anyways, I'm Cody. So yeah, I've been pretty, shy my whole life, in a way to, go about getting over that, and I guess specifically, asking out women or anything like that. I have to get rejected. So I was wondering if you'd be able to do that for me.
You want me to reject you?
Yeah, that'd be great.
Okay. Do you want to ask something so I can reject it?
Yeah, sure. Yeah, I don't know. Would you like to go maybe out on a date?
I appreciate you asking, but I'm not able to. I'm busy tonight.
Yeah, well, thank you.
And add to that, Stacy, and furthermore, I reject you.
And furthermore, I reject you.
All right. Well, thank you.
Okay, so how'd that go, Cody?
In what way? Like how I said it?
Well, how do you feel? You just got rejected.
Fine. Yeah.
Okay, ready to do it again?
Sure.
Okay.
Can we do this other thing? Can we ask you how would you rate your anxiety level right now in this moment?
Oh.
Like on a scale of 0 to 10.
Yeah. 10.
Yeah, just 0 to 10.
Like as I was saying that, it was like a 7. Now it's like a 5.
Okay.
Out of 10. It went from 70 to 50?
Yeah.
And 70 was the highest it peaked?
Yeah.
Okay, great. Let's do it again. See what happens this time.
All
so
right.
Nice.
Yeah, sure. I'm just gonna keep going down the line, I guess.
Let's see. I have to find her. Oh yeah, here you are. You're right down here. Yeah, on the same screen.
Hi. How's it going?
Yeah, it's going well.
Good. So yeah, I was wondering if you could maybe help me out for a second, if that would be all right.
Sure.
So I wanted to go around the group and tell people that I've been pretty socially anxious for quite a while, and a way to get over that is for me to go around and kind of collect rejections. And I was wondering maybe if you'd be able to help me out with that. Well, what do you think?
Yeah, I mean, if I was 20 years younger, I wouldn't have to reject you. I would probably likely say yeah, but considering I'm not, I will have to reject you definitely.
All right. Well, thank you. I don't know.
Thank you.
How did that go, Cody?
Yeah, I think that went well.
How anxious did you get at the peak there?
I want to say like 40 or something.
Mm-hmm. And then what is it now?
Oh, I don't know. It's like fluttering around 5.
Oh,
5.
fantastic!
Wow.
Let's go for it again. You've got your fears on the run right now. Well, in fact, would you like to have like some mega rejections?
Sure.
And just anyone who wants, male or female, just raise your hand. And then if your hand is raised, I'll call on you. And then you can say, Cody, I reject you. And then I also reject you. We'll see how many. And I'm going to start out with me. Could I tell you something, Cody?
Sure.
I reject you. I reject you real bad.
An honor.
Great. Okay. Now we need some more volunteers. Oh, yeah. Robbie.
Cody, I really reject you.
Yeah. Well, thank you. I don't know. What have I said?
And then Christine.
Are you kidding? I know. I reject you.
That was a good one.
Nice. How do you feel after that one, Cody?
I'm fine.
Yeah, about Indrani. She can be very rejecting. Go for it.
Yeah, absolutely, Cody. I don't even understand why you asked. I totally reject you.
Thank you.
And then we've got Patrick. And no, Lee. Lee is next. Got 3 angry men here. Lee, then Patrick, and then Kevin.
Cody, you are so not my type, and I reject you.
What? All right.
Patrick.
Hi, Cody. I just wanted to say I'm a member of a committee of 500 people, and we all reject you.
Whoa, wow. Thank you. That's a lot. Surely met my quota.
Kevin.
Hi, Cody. I just wanted to say that I find you extremely, extremely annoying. And I reject you.
Well, thank you. I'll try better.
Now, do a couple more of your own. Just select a random person or two and tell them that you're trying to get over your fear of rejection and to please reject you.
Sure. Yeah. I mean, I see Ed there. I was wondering if you could tell me. Or
yeah, I'd be more than happy to tell you. You know, I've got a really big heart. I accept everybody here except for you. I've singled you out specifically, and there's just something about you. Sorry, I can't do it. I just totally reject you.
Well, that's sad to hear, but, hey, what are you going to do?
Now, on the count of 3, unmute yourselves, and then on the count of 3, we'll just say together, we all reject you. We all reject you real bad. Are you ready, Cody? You count 3, and then we'll do it.
All right. 1, 2, 3.
We
all reject
you
really
so badly.
Reject you real bad.
Real bad.
Well, thanks.
So how did you experience that, and what are you thinking?
I guess how silly, I don't know, how silly it is.
Yeah, and why is it silly? What's silly about it? If you can spell that out a little bit.
I don't know. Because I don't know. They're just, I don't know, words.
Mm-hmm.
Like if somebody does, and maybe this is easier to believe right now. But yeah, they're just somebody else's opinion of me, and they're just words. They're not actually reflective of me as a person, right? I'm just some specific thing they'd like me to do differently. I don't know.
Yeah, that's right. That's exactly it. I love what you're saying. Yeah, Rhonda.
I wonder, once we're finished with the rejection practice, which is super powerful and awesome, if we could go back, if it would be appropriate to go back and do some externalization of voices and see if
exactly my thinking that it's time to do that. Yeah, just at this very moment, we're on the same channel.
Yay.
Why don't you set it up, Rhonda?
Okay. So, Cody, are you ready to do another type of role play? where you have the opportunity to defeat these negative thoughts and challenge them, because that was one of your goals too, right?
Yeah.
So, okay, how about externalization of voices? I'm sure you're familiar with that technique.
Yeah.
Okay, so in this technique, David and I are going to take turns hitting you with your negative thoughts, and your job is to defeat the thought, challenge the thought, and you can do it in one of four ways. You can defend yourself against them, talk back to them. That's number one. You can, in some Buddhist appropriate way, you can find some acceptance of the thought. You can counterattack the thought, or you can do some kind of combination of those three. So
or even some other strategy.
Oh yeah, some other new strategy that we don't know about yet, but you could figure out. And we want you to defeat these hugely. And if you can't defeat them hugely, we'll do role reversals and take turns until they are defeated hugely. With you're always the person that's going to take the last turn. So are you ready? Do you understand?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. So shall I? So who am I, remember? Tell me who I am.
Oh, you're negative me?
I'm negative Cody, right? And who are you?
Positive Cody.
You're positive Cody. Okay, well, let's do an easy one because you did so much work on this just now. Cody, I'm really sorry to tell you this, but all these people that you're going to approach to ask them about rejection practice, they're going to be really annoyed that you're bothering them.
I think some people might be slightly annoyed, but they'll probably get over it if they are. Some might not. And if I'm open and, I guess kind of wear my heart on my sleeve, I'll kind of have the same reaction that I had in the other rejection practice that I've had, and they'll actually be closer to me. And if I show people my true feelings,
Wow. And so, Cody, who won that?
Yeah.
Me or you? And did you win it small or large?
Large.
Large or huge?
I think huge. Yeah.
Okay, cool. So
I thought that was huge too, but I'm also the negative Cody. It's my turn, and you won't be able to defeat me. You defeated that other Cody as a pushover, but not me. And what I want to tell you is that if you do this ridiculous rejection practice in the mall, people are going to see you as a predator or a stalker, and that's true, and you can't deny it.
I don't think so. I think maybe I might feel a slight, discomfort because it's out of my comfort zone, but that's the point, right? Even if somebody did, I guess, think that, I don't know, I'd ask him what else I would do, I guess. What else would you like me to, like what? I don't know.
Great. Who won?
Yeah, I did.
Big or small?
Big, yeah.
Big or huge?
Huge, yeah.
Huge. Great. How did you win huge in both these battles so far?
I mean, I think I accepted some of it and I rejected it, and then
right.
Be asking like what else am I gonna, in logic.
Yep. Yeah. Okay, your turn,
okay,
Rhonda.
Cody, you might have won those and defeated those, but going around the mall and doing rejection practice, people are going to view you as a disrespectful jerk.
I mean, I guess if I say something disrespectful, but I think I can trust myself to not be disrespectful.
You can trust yourself not. Are you finished?
Yeah, I don't.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So who won that?
No, I did.
Yeah, small or big? You're making that face, so.
Yeah, small. Yeah.
Small.
I can do that again.
Let's do a role reversal.
Do you want to do it, David?
Either way, you take a shot at it, and I've got my answer ready too.
Okay. Go ahead. So Cody, now you hit me with it. You be negative Cody, and I'll be positive Cody.
Yeah, you will be viewed as a disrespectful jerk.
Just like the other answer, some people might view me as disrespectful, but actually I am a really kind and sweet person. And my whole approach to people will be with kindness and sweetness. So I think the likelihood of anyone thinking that I'm disrespectful is pretty small, although maybe somebody will. And that's okay. They can think that, because that won't be my intention. And if that happens, I know the 5 secrets, so I'll be able to repair it. Who won that?
Yeah, you did. That was really good.
Was that large or huge?
Yeah, huge. Yeah.
Okay, now you do it. So you finish it. So Cody, you're going to be viewed as a disrespectful jerk.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think I will. I think my approach to talking to people is pretty respectful. Although some people might maybe think that I'm disrespectful or a jerk. I guess I invite them to let me know what they think if that's true, because I'm all about not being a jerk. So.
Okay, who won that?
I think I did. Yeah. Yeah.
Was that small or big?
Big.
Big or huge?
Like huge. Yeah, we can say huge. It's getting
cool.
Time.
I'm glad you won huge, because my answer would have been politically inappropriate. Let's do one more. It's my turn. Or is it your turn, Rhonda?
No, it's your turn.
Your turn. I'm going to jump down to the 100. If people, here become aware that you were doing this in the mall, they're going to start talking about you. The word is going to spread, and then you're going to lose respect from the people you care about. And that's true.
I think like friends and family aren't going to. I don't think I'm going to lose respect unless I do something like ridiculous, which I don't think I'm going to do, or I won't do. So I don't know if people, I don't know, feel like they lose respect in me. It'd be unfortunate. I hope I'd be able to talk to them, but what are you going to do?
Who won?
I did, I think.
Big or small?
Big.
Big or huge?
I think like big.
Huge. What is it? Did you say huge just now?
I said big.
Oh, big. Oh, I thought it was huge, but we can do a role reversal.
Sure.
Go ahead.
Okay. Yeah. So, you'll lose respect from people you care about if they see you doing this at the mall.
I think most people will respect me more and think it was really cool and awesome. And who knows, I might get laid too. But if a couple of people lose respect for me, I think that's very unlikely. But I'll be glad to talk it over with them. I mean, Burns makes a fool of himself even in group leading, and he apologizes and seems to repair things. And I'm sure that many times in my life, people will be annoyed with me or lose respect for me, and that's something I can handle and talk over with them. And look, use that as a chance to develop a deeper friendship, a deeper relationship. And I can always remember what the Buddha said.
Yeah.
Uh-oh.
If they don't like it, they can go screw themselves. So who won?
Yeah, you did. Yeah.
And how did I win?
Huge.
Yeah. So let's see if you can do it. Cody, if you do this, you're going to look ridiculous. You're going to look like a jerk. The word's going to spread around you, and eventually you're just going to lose respect from the people you care about. So this is a high stakes game you're playing. This is high roller poker. The odds are all against you, and you better not listen to that Burns. He's the devil incarnate.
Well, I don't think any of that's going to happen. I think maybe people could even respect me more for it, because if they are my friends, they probably know a little bit about how I feel and how I have been struggling with this for a little bit. And they might even be proud of me. And who knows, something good might come out of these kind of interactions. And yeah.
Awesome. Who won?
He said something good. He didn't say get laid.
Right.
That was my political incorrect thing. What happens to bad boys, Cody?
I don't know.
Well, I asked Rhonda.
They get laid.
Oh, good to know.
So, are there any of these negative thoughts that are still have a hold on you?
No, I think.
Okay, we have 2 last assignments, and then we'll open it up to the group. We moved really fast, but let's look at your daily mood log and just see how you're feeling at this moment, and then have a homework assignment for you. But how anxious are you feeling right at this moment?
No, I don't know. Like 0.
0. And how bad and ashamed are you feeling?
All right. I mean 0.
0. And how inadequate and worthless and defective, etc., are you feeling?
Maybe like a 2.
A 2, great. How rejected are you feeling?
After all that?
Yeah.
No, I don't know. Probably 0.
0. And how foolish and self-conscious are you feeling?
I'd say 0.
0. And how hopeless and discouraged and despairing are you feeling?
Maybe like a 5.
5, great. And how frustrated and stuck?
Like a 2.
A 2, great. And how annoyed at yourself and annoyed at those kids? How annoyed are you feeling, irritated at those kids? Saying
at them, I mean, I don't know, like 50% or something.
50%. And how angry are you feeling at yourself?
0.
0. And I guess I have 3 questions. The first one is, what are these changes real, and what caused them in your opinion? Because there's like a really dramatic shift here.
Say those again.
Well, you've had a really dramatic shift in your feelings, like going from, 35 to 5 and 60 to 10 and stuff like that. And what caused this shift in your feelings? What were the effective ingredients? How did the therapy work tonight? What caused you to feel better? We did so many different things. We did empathy. We did externalization of voices. We did shame attacking exercises. You did rejection practice and identified the distortions. You examined the evidence. A lot of stuff went on.
Yeah, I mean, just in general, just seeing looking at things truthfully, I feel like, is that, or do you want like a specific?
Well, just if you have, nothing might come to mind, but just, we're always wondering, how does therapy work? First, does therapy work? And then how did it work? So that the students, the colleagues here might think, oh, that was something that was really helpful to him, and that he thought was really helpful to him.
Yeah, I think all of it was, it builds on each other. I think the empathy was really great, like feeling like you understood where I was coming from and you heard what I was saying. We went through the positive things, although it took me a little bit for some of them to come up with the goal percentages after thinking about it. I guess helps me let go of these thoughts, I guess, a little bit better. And then the rejection practice let me see how, kind of silly these things are. And actually, if I got rejected, it wouldn't be all that bad. And actually, as I do it over time, it's going to get easier. And that kind of knocks down the hopelessness.
Right.
And then the externalization of voices is just, helpful to see you do it. And then I can do it, see an example. And then I can say that to myself in the moment.
And you got it recorded too, in case you want to listen to parts of it again.
Yeah.
Get like a little injection, a little booster vaccination type of thing.
Right.
And so the last 2 things are your homework. But first of that, but also I'd like to give you, the class will open up in a minute, ask questions of you, of Rhonda and David, make comments and, all kinds of things. But you might want to ask the people here how they feel about you tonight. That would be maybe another nice exercise to finish it off. And then the homework would be to schedule some rejection practice and report back to the group with a group email, like either mission accomplished or I stubbornly refused, and to give yourself a specific assignment, like to do 3 by 24 hours from now, or however you want to set it up. Let's set that up, and then you can, if you like, you can ask people how they feel about you having been so open tonight.
Sure. So set the homework first, and then.
Yeah. Let's just polish off the homework first, and
sure.
You can also write down on the daily mood log for homework the positive thoughts you came up with. We didn't stop to have you write them down. Jill always does that, but it would be good in retrospect to make sure you can blow all these negative thoughts out of the water on paper.
Yeah. I think 3 in 24 hours sounds good.
Yeah. Okay. And then you'll report back to the group with an email tomorrow night or something like that. Okay. And then you want to ask any group members how they felt about what happened tonight, how they feel about you on a personal level?
Yeah, sure. I mean, if anybody wanted to share.
Okay, there's a hands up there. We've got Rima. It's a hand up, and Ronnie and
Kevin.
Kevin,
and
yeah, but let's start with Rima. Oh yeah, quite a few hands going up.
Hey, Koji. Yeah, I hate the cheerleading. I don't want I don't want to say how wonderful you are and how great you are. I was incredibly shy when I was a child, so shy, and I still struggle a little bit with social anxiety. And for you to come up here and do that, it's just so. I think it's fantastic, and I just feel so. I feel such positive things towards you, like someone who is so likable and sweet and sensitive and kind, and so I think you also helped other people who also feel, to come up and to be willing to be this brave and open about it. Yeah, so that's all. Thank you. Anyway.
Thank you. That really means a lot. Thank you.
Hey, Cody.
Ask Kevin now.
Yeah, just to let you know, I'm not really annoyed at you. I feel really connected to you because I feel like your story was exactly my story. Middle school was really rough, and a little bit of disclosure, I would also sit in recess like by myself and kind of, beat down on myself, and kids would be nice to me, but then, I would find out later that they were dared to come up and talk to me. So I was starting to get emotional when you were disclosing that, because it feels so close to what I experienced. But I admire you so much, and it takes a lot of courage. Rejection collection is really difficult, and dating kind of sucks. But yeah, I just wanted to say I feel really, really close to you, and I admire you a lot.
Thanks. Same to you. I don't know. Thanks for sharing that. That was awesome.
Ronnie.
Yeah, I just wanted to say, Cody, I had put that in the chat while you were, kind of describing your experiences, and I just wanted to say just how much I admired you. I was a little startled when you send the daily mood log and the BMS, and I just didn't connect that with you, because you not only are exceptionally good looking, but you're also very kind and sensitive, and all of your interactions have just been just connecting and thoughtful. And I completely would never even think about rejecting you on any level, but I'm just grateful that you shared. And as a shy introverted teenager, like other people have said, I could really relate to you, and I wish I could. I don't have karate skills, but if I saw those skills, I would certainly offer to patch them up.
Oh man!
Thank you.
Thank you.
Robbie.
Hi, Cody. I wanted to say to you that it was really impressive to watch you go from 100% humiliated and self-conscious to 15% to 0%. And I think that was just incredibly exciting to see it happen in real time. Your courage to take this risk with us, even though some may think, oh, this is a safe place. It doesn't always feel safe when you're amongst other clinicians. And that doesn't always feel safe to people. So I think you were incredibly brave to come out and share with us tonight. And I have a daughter who I think might just be a great fit for you.
Cody, I think the prognosis has gone from guarded to somewhat positive.
Yeah.
Thank you.
You need to
Robbie.
ask Cody what city who he lives in.
I know. I was wondering, like, where do you live?
Wisconsin.
Wisconsin. Well, she's at Columbia in New York, so we'll just figure that out.
Well, remember, Kai's first date was a blind date in Hawaii when he was living in Texas, or so the distance is no barrier. Thank you, Robbie. Lee.
Cody, I appreciate you doing this personal work with us. I feel close to you. You seem really genuine and kind, and a lot of your fears resonated with me. I find being potentially intrusive with other people, particularly strangers, rejection practice very unnerving, and even smile and hello practice to be often pretty difficult. And I thought it was really brave of you and to come here and undo this work. Appreciate it and wish you good luck.
Thank you.
Thanks, Lee. And that echoes back to conversations we had on hikes, at least one and maybe two on that very exact topic. It brings it all back to mind what you just said. Thanks for that, Lee. Christine.
Corey, I just have such admiration for you. I can't even begin to express it in words, because what you did tonight was so courageous. And I purposefully just yelled at you just to see, to get it into you so you could just reject it back. I was so shy. I used to sit on the bench in recess, and I brought a book from home to sit and read, pretending like that's what I wanted to do, because I was too shy to ask the other girls if I could play with them. And so I sat there that was back in 4th grade. I sat there all school year doing that. And then one day I just decided I really don't like this. I don't want to be shy. And I designed my own little experiment, and I made myself get on the phone at home and with the yellow pages open and just stick my finger on a business and call them up and say, "How late are you open?" I was terrified to do that. And then they'd tell me and I'd hang up. "Okay, thank you." And I probably did that 100 times and it went away. So it was my little practice I put together, which just encourages me all the more for these exercises that David has designed here. They're marvelous, and they will take you all the way through it to the other side. So I encourage you to go out there, do it. You practiced with us tonight, and you're amongst company that all loves you. So I'm just very, very proud of you. You'll make it.
Thank you. It's really nice.
Thank you, Christine. Colette.
Hi, everyone. Cody, I just wanted to thank you. I was able to learn a lot clinically and just see, once again, all of these strategies, specifically the daily mood log and all of the steps be demonstrated. But I also recognize that it's really vulnerable, and I felt really motherly towards you. I've shared a while ago now about my son and his challenges, and he's a lot young, but it just kind of gave me hope, what you were describing, although I wish you didn't go through that. I was like, okay, like my son's going to be okay because you're awesome. So I just want to thank you personally and also professionally tonight.
Thank you. Thank you.
Well, before we close, and we probably get out a little early tonight because you were such a fast mover, Cody, and it was great to see. So gratifying for all of us. And remember afterwards to fill out the end of your brief mood survey and evaluation of therapy session, because we'll want that. But let's just open the floor up for general comments or questions from people. Oh yeah, sure. I think I saw a hand up, but it's no longer up.
It was Cliff. Cliff, did you bring your hand up and down?
Oh, it's up again, Cliff.
Yeah, this was a comment for Cody, actually. A couple of things. Your self-disclosure and your vulnerability made me feel so much closer to you. And, you gave me the privilege of knowing you and understanding you. And it was also wonderful to see your demeanor change during the course of the process.
Yeah.
Your face was, I suppose, more like your introverted prior self. And it just changed drastically. The tension went out of your face, and there's a lot of laughter, and conveyed a lot of warmth and affection. So thank you for all of that.
Thank you. Yeah, I definitely feel that's exactly how I feel.
Yeah, that's a beautiful statement, Cliff. I love what you're saying, and it addresses the issue that so many people feel that we've touched on earlier. Rhonda and I were talking about loneliness and not connecting with other people, and I just think there's an awful lot of loneliness in our group and in the world, and that people hide how we're feeling, and you really kind of opened up and made connections with so many people here, Cody. Are there any other questions or comments or anything, or Rhonda, any teaching points that we should be making that we're overlooking?
Well, I so love working with you, David. It's just really a privilege. And you don't follow the team model exactly. So when Colette talked about learning clinically, we didn't go through process resistance, which was okay. I mean, we got great results, but David has the freedom to do things in the David way. And this was an exciting, really fun session with you, Cody, because it was kind of cool to watch you do the rejection practice and see your scores go down to 0, 2%, 5%, 10%, 10, 15%. And it was just really a pleasure to work with you and get to know you better. And I just look forward to seeing you more and hearing the results of your homework.
Thanks. Same to you. Yeah, it was good. It was good, talking with you.
Good.
Danielle, your hand is up. I was hoping your hand would be up, Danielle.
Well, I had a question for you, David. So I wanted to again thank Cody for this brave volunteering and really awesome session. But I had a question for you, David. There was a moment there in the session that Cody was really hesitant to go ahead and do the actual rejection rejection practice, right? To actually get out there. And it was more than a hesitation, right? It's kind of like there was like a good couple minutes there that he's like, really? You really want me to do that? Maybe I don't want to do that right now. I thought if I was kind of like placing bets, I thought you were going to fall back to sitting with open hands, right? And just probe on the process resistance, but you pushed, right? You and Rhonda were like, no, let's pick somebody. Let's do it. So I wanted to just hear, what was your thought process there?
Well, I do that because every patient at the time, when it's time for them to confront their fears, will wimp out. And so I force people to do it. Now, in order to do that, you have to have an agenda with the person, and you have to have perfect empathy scores. Remember, he gave us an A on empathy, and I trusted Cody, and I accepted that he was trusting me, and that it would be okay to do that. You can go wrong in any of two ways. Most therapists would go wrong by not pushing the person, then they never get done with their therapy. They never get over their fears because they're never going to feel like it. I've had so many fears myself. I've never felt like confronting a fear. No one ever will. But I also believe in the power of a social system, even a system of two people, that I can say, okay, talk to this person right now, Cody, or if we're out on a Sunday hike or whatever. I force the issue, and I've never run into problems with that. But you could have an overly narcissistic, pushy therapist who's focused on one technique, such as exposure, and doesn't know how to set an agenda, doesn't know how to empathize, who could push a patient who would then rebel by dissociating or acting out in some manner. But I sometimes operate on the edge, and I must admit that last week when I pushed Cody suddenly and unexpectedly at the end of our group, we had about 4 minutes left, and I knew that Cody was wanting to do rejection practice. I said, "Okay, Cody, do it right now." And Cody was really taken by shock, and kind of did it, and then got another fantastic result. But I must admit that I woke up in the middle of the night asking myself, "Oh my gosh, I wonder if I pushed him too hard." He was tearful. Was that cruel what I did, or was that life changing? So I think it's a very important question to ask. And then I panicked and emailed him first thing in the morning, and told him maybe I'd pushed him too hard. And then he sent me the most heartwarming response that just made my day. That he was glad that I had done it, and so forth. But it takes guts to cure people of any form of anxiety. And I hope I've answered your question. I just thought it was such an important question.
I remember when we were back at Stanford, we had a similar conversation, and I remember calling this moment, like this technique that you just did, the walking the plank technique.
Yeah.
Right. When you're in the pirate ship, like no one wants to walk the plank, but you feel like you have to do that little push just at that moment. So it's a great answer. Thank you.
Yeah, thanks. Okay. And
yeah, I'm wondering if just the rejection practice that you did was more kind of a feared fantasy, because everyone was kind of like very harsh and because normally that's not what people would do. Really.
Yeah, that was a feared fantasy.
I'm wondering if it would have been helpful also to do just the normal one of him actually, of people just answering sincerely, like, I don't know, no, I can't, I'm married, no, I can't, I'm too old, no, I can't, I'm too young, if that would be
those
helpful,
things would be good too. Yeah, we took more extreme examples to get them over the worst scenario. But yes, you're right, and you're only limited by your creativity and your imagination. And all of these ideas you come up with, like the one you just came up with, they're generally just great ideas and worth giving a shot when you're working with patients.
Okay, thank you.
Yep. Hello, Rhonda. Hello,
Hi, David.
Cody.
Hey.
Hi, Cody.
Hey.
Thanks, everybody, for listening. Thank you for Cody for giving us that tremendous experience, and we're just excited now to hear, whatever you want to have to say. But I'd be curious, your memories of the session, what stood out, what was helpful, what was not, and what has kind of transpired since. Did you actually do your homework? Actually, I know the answer, but I'm trying to make it sound mysterious and exciting. And I know it was pretty hard work so tell us what's been happening, and let's start with what you remember of the session.
Well, I mean, I think all of it, right, it led up to me doing my homework and ultimately me having a benefit, right? But I think specifically the making me do the rejection in the Tuesday group was probably the biggest thing for me. Actually, I think I because you gave me the option to do the cognitive work first and then the rejection stuff. I felt like, I chose to do the cognitive stuff because I was trying to avoid the rejection stuff.
Absolutely.
Although it did really help in the long run, though I felt like the actually doing it was the thing that really changed or solidified my belief or my non-belief in the negative thoughts, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
Cody, did you find when people were saying rejecting you in the Tuesday group that was sincere, that it was real?
I didn't take them seriously, like they were actually rejecting me, but it's still in a role play, even if it's not with actually your personal stuff, it still feels pretty real.
Okay, good.
So
I was kind of curious about that.
Yeah.
So it felt real.
Yeah, but I didn't take it as I don't know. I guess they kind of did. Wow.
Cody. I reject you. I reject you real bad.
See, I don't know if I could. Yeah. See, yeah, that was the most helpful.
It took a lot of courage to do what you did in the group and then after the group.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, yeah. Thank you. Yeah, it was definitely really hard in group. Definitely leading up to it, and then my homework, which I eventually did. I guess I can talk a little bit about that. Because Tuesday group is on Tuesday, and then the day after, which is Wednesday, I usually have I have some time to do notes and stuff, and I was like, oh, I'll go do this rejection homework on my lunch break, and I'll come back and do more notes. And I was just like, I'll do this in 30 minutes or whatever, and that turned into not being 30 minutes. It took me something like 6 or something hours to actually do the first rejection.
That must have been anguish for 6 hours.
It was awful. I spent I would walk into a store, I'd see a bunch of people, and then I'd go, okay, I can't do this. And I'd walk out, I'd feel ashamed of myself, and I'd do that over and over, just getting more and more upset with myself that I was failing not only me, but I felt like I was failing everybody in the group who had given me such amazing encouragement and everything.
I feel for you being under tremendous social pressure, internal and external social pressure.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And ultimately, that finally did push me to do it. Mm-hmm. I actually I was in my car and I'd never felt like that habituation before, where I was just I kept failing over and over, and then I got so, I guess, anxious or something. At a certain point, I just stopped caring. It just fell all away, and I went, oh well, I'm just going to do it. And I walked right into the store. I saw somebody that was approachable and I thought appropriate to say something to, and I walked right up to her, asked her about rejecting me, and we were both laughing at that point because it was kind of, I'm guessing not every day you have somebody coming up to you and asking them or to reject you, and then she rejected me, and then after that it was pretty easy.
Why was it easy after that? Because your worst fear came true.
Yeah. And it turned out, not that it wasn't a big deal at all. And then after that, it was just 2 more people. And I did the whole homework assignment in probably 30 minutes or something like that. It took all that time to do it. But yeah. And then the second person that I rejected, which I kind of learned from, is she was she was shopping and she was comparing, I'm guessing she was comparing prices on her phone and looking at things on the shelf and whatever. She was really busy, and I decided to approach her and I asked, hey, can I talk to you for a minute? And she basically just rejected me right away. And was just kind of angrily said, I'm kind of shopping right now. And I said, oh, okay, I'm sorry. And I left really quick. And so number 2, last woman that I approached, I feel like she was kind of surprised because at that point I felt like I was walking around pretty confident. It's like, oh, this is no problem. I just got to get home and go or do this and go eat dinner. And then it turned out she was in a relationship, but then she's like, oh no, but I have a friend and she's right there. And she's walking down the aisle towards us. And I'm like, and I left. So,
you didn't wait to meet her friend?
That might have been your future wife.
I know, you missed out.
I felt awkward. So, and yeah, I don't know. That was another fear of mine, is oh, what if I approach somebody, ask somebody out, and then somebody else comes up and I'm not, into them as much or what have you. So.
Well, it's interesting that you had anxiety about doing the homework for 6 hours, but once the habituation as you described happened, and you were like, oh, okay, I'm just going to do it. That just boom.
Yeah.
Didn't take any time.
Yeah, it was a really cool feeling. I'd never felt anything like that before. Yeah, it just all fell away, and I feel like my life has definitely been different. I don't know if you wanted to, or if you had any other questions.
Yeah. Tell us anything you want. We're all ears, very eager. By the way, has your beard grown more?
Yeah,
it looks great. By the way,
Thank you,
it looks terrific.
You. Yeah, I've never done this before, so
yeah, the mustache is so full, really.
Thank you. Yeah, maybe that'll help me with the whole dating. No,
yes, yes,
it will. Yes, taste there. But anyway. So I have not had a date yet, which is fine. It's only been, a couple months, I guess. I have noticed a difference in just how I interact with people, and I've really taken to heart this idea that I need to start showing how I feel more. So I guess I should say there was this experience at a skate park, which I've started skateboarding again since I was after taking a long break. I was at a skate park, and these guys were kind of in a group doing their thing. They had made a comment on something that I had done, and I was just like, oh, whatever, I'll just go over there and start talking to them, which I've never done, really in this kind of situation before. And so I just kind of went over there. I started talking to them, ended up getting some of their phone numbers, and they're like, hey, if you're ever around, let's hang out sometime. And so I took his number, and I haven't hung out with him, but
how did that feel?
It felt great. I've never really done stuff like that before. And then a number of other kind of situations that were like that, but won't get too into it.
Well, that sounds great. I love hearing that. In my experience with my own many forms of social anxiety and many other forms of anxiety as well, I've found that if I keep up with exposure, I keep getting better and better at whatever it is. But if I don't continue with exposure, then the fears have a way of creeping back. So there's a kind of a battle going on in the brain. Has that been your experience as well?
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, although I haven't cold approached any women since then. I don't know.
But the social anxiety about...
I don't know.
You want to get some dates?
I don't know if I plan to. I don't know if I'm really all that. I don't know. I guess I don't really like the idea of doing that all too often. I don't know.
Dating, you mean, or
approaching strangers?
Yeah, I don't know.
Oh, I see.
I don't know if I'm making excuses for myself, or if, I've seen many opportunities to do that. No, yeah.
Well, have you heard of our newest technique?
Oh, what's that?
Well, you've done rejection practice, right?
Mm-hmm.
Have you ever participated in acceptance practice?
No. What's that?
Well, that's where large numbers of attractive women from all around the country contact you and try to get a date.
Okay.
So is that okay with you? Because there's thousands of them listening to you right now. Oh boy, if they could see your photo too, they would be drooling.
Yeah. Okay. I don't know about that.
And then you have to practice accepting.
Yeah. And then they should contact you, Cody, at what? It's in the show notes, but let's announce it in case they don't get the show notes.
Oh, the
women who want to contact you. They want to send you a photo or something like that.
Like my email?
Yeah. That'd be the easiest for them, wouldn't it? Or would you rather have them call you on the phone?
We have your email address, in the show notes, so it's not a secret.
Okay. Sure, I can. My email is kind of goofy though.
Well, so what is it? I remember. It's not straightforward.
No, it's the THE Looper LOOPERCS @gmail.com.
The Looper CS.
Yep.
At gmail.com. So, ladies, if you're interested in a warm and kindly, stunningly handsome, bright,
I got a mustache.
Fantastic fellow with a beautiful black beard and mustache, you know where to find him.
And also, if you remember at the end of the Tuesday group when you did the work, is a lot of the women who had daughters your age wanted to set you up on dates with them too. So let's have mothers also email you if they want to introduce you to their daughters.
Yeah.
It's kind of a good idea because we've already vetted you. Like everybody can feel rest assured that you're not a sociopath. You're a kind-hearted, empathic man who's very sweet and warm and healthy.
Thank you.
So thank you so much, Cody. It's been fantastic. And the fun part is that Rhonda and I keep getting to hang out with you in our Tuesday training group at Stanford. So we'll be eager to see what kind of follow-up we get to the two heartwarming and brilliant podcasts that you did. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Cody.
Thank you both.
This has been another episode of the Feeling Good podcast. For more information, visit Dr. Burns' website at feelinggood.com, where you will find the show notes under the podcast page. You will also find archives of previous episodes and many resources for therapists and non-therapists. We welcome your comments and questions. If you want to support the show, please share the podcast with people who might benefit from it. You could also go to iTunes and leave a 5-star rating. I am your host, Rhonda Borowski, the director of the Feeling Great Therapy Center. We hope you enjoyed this episode. I invite you to join us next time for another episode of the Feeling Good podcast.